if there's a way that O'Malley wins, if you want to bet Suga Sean O'Malley, you think that now is time, it is the Suga show, I say put the money down on him to win by knockout. Knee. If you can go knockout by knee, I don't think they make those odds, but that would be how I envision it. What do you hear? What do you say? This is how to fuck up your parlay. I'm Timmy Shoes with Inside Fighting, and I've got the whole crew with me. Andrew Capucetti, Jesse Rowe. Boys, we've got UFC 292 coming up from Boston, Massachusetts. How we feeling?
I'm doing wonderful. I've had a few. I've had a Red Bull vodka to get my juices flowing to talk about some gambling. I've had a lot of work to do today, so I've had a Red Bull vodka, and I'm feeling great. Happy to talk about this card. It's a banger. It's a great card.
These guys are real analysts. I'm chilling here with Jesse Rowe and Timmy James, and you know they're analysts and not fighters by what Jesse just did to the camera. Jesse, show us those hands again, bro.
I turned my wrists over too, bro, like a real boxer does. I turn those wrists over.
Oh, shit. That's how you know this guy's about to give you some fire MMA, some fire bet. You know what I mean? So let's fucking go. I'm ready. Let's listen. I'm here for one reason only. All right, you guys are here to bullshit. I'm here to make people money. So if you guys want to win money, you listen to my fucking picks. Or you can listen to the analyst or listen to the guy who, you know, I'm
here to talk about some Gerald Meerschaert. Let's fucking go.
Yeah, Gerard Meerschaert is Locachetti's #1 guy. So we're going to go right into it. Now, this next fight was going to be a certified banger. It's Chito Vera, and it was originally supposed to be Henry Cejudo. Cejudo pulls out. So we didn't get that matchup, but we still got a pretty good fight. He's fighting Pedro Munhoz. Now, Chito's coming off of his loss against Sandhagen. Munhoz, he had that no contest with Sean O'Malley. So there is a bit of history going on. Chito is a minus 192 favorite. A little bit weird, these odds. These are subject to change, by the way, coming from DraftKings. And Munhoz is a plus 160 dog. Cap, what do you make of this fight?
I think this is going to look a lot like Munhoz O'Malley, but Chito's going to even do more damage than O'Malley, and I got Chito all day. Too long, too strong, too in shape, too good of a striker. I don't think Munhoz is going to take him down. I think they're going to stand and bang, and in a stand and bang affair, you got Chito Vera. He can head kick you, he can punch you. I would actually bet on this fight. Chito Vera confidently.
Well, I hope it's not like the Munhoz O'Malley fight, because that fight did end in an eye poke where there was no decision in that fight. But that being said, Chito Vera didn't take any damage.
That was a terrible kick. Yeah, I forgot about the eye poke.
Yeah. You interviewed Steve Will Do It about that, Cap, and he said that Pedro Munhoz gave up in that fight.
Yeah, listen, he did. Yeah, you have a good memory. But Chito Vera, regardless. But go on.
Yeah, Chito took no damage in that fight against Corey Sandhagen. Chito didn't even I love Chito Vera. We interviewed him. Loved the guy. He was off that night. Something was going on. He wasn't even trying for half that. It was a weird fight. Very strange fight. I think Chito Vera is gonna kick the brakes off of Pedro Munhoz in this fight. I think that he's a more high-level fighter, striker, grappler. I really like Chito's game against Pedro, and I'd put some money down on him. I think the odds are decent enough for you to throw a couple $100 down to win like $100. I like it. I like the pick.
Well, Jesse Rowe said he's going to kick the brakes off Munhoz.
Yes, sir.
Let's go.
Chito is known for kicks.
That's why I said it.
This is an interesting fight because Munhoz has never been finished. He's never been knocked out, and he's never been submitted. I like Chito to win this fight. I think he's probably going to have to go for a decision. It depends on how good Pedro is at getting in on the inside. Because if it stays at distance, if Chito can start feeling himself and he finds the range for that head kick, then it's going to be a long night for Pedro. I like Chito by decision, however. So let's go.
He has to be a little more aggressive, though. You can't wait around. Chito. You got to be a little more aggressive.
Well, this is the thing. Corey Sandhagen overloaded Chito with data. Chito's a guy who likes to see what you're doing, then he makes the read. But if you're giving him too much stuff to look at, he's not going to be able to make the read. Pedro Munhoz, his approach is not as dynamic as Sandhagen's, so he's not going to have that overload of information.
You're
so I
100%
think
right.
Chito is going to be able to download the data and actually make something happen, which we didn't see as much in the last fight. Ian Garry, he was originally supposed to fight Jeff Neal. There was some bad blood. Ian Garry was rocking a T-shirt with his mugshot, Jeff Neal's mugshot. Jeff Neal was not a fan of that. Unfortunately, Neal had to pull out due to injury. And now he's fighting Neil Magny. So Ian Garry is a minus 500 favorite. He's actually the biggest favorite on the card, at least on the main card. And Neil Magny is a plus 380 as a late replacement. Boys, what do you make of this fight?
Hey, listen, I don't have a good betting record on betting on Neil Magny because I made him my lock like 4 or 5 months ago. I made him my lock against Gilbert Burns, and he got submitted in like the first round. So I won't touch this with a 10-foot pole. That's the second time I said that tonight. I think Neil Magny, he's got the most wins in the history of the welterweight division or something like that. I mean, he's
tied.
He's tied. He's an OG, really good fighter. This is not a good matchup for him, but I would not. The odds are terrible. Why would you put money down? You'd have to bet 500 to win one. Not a good bet. I think Garry will win this pretty easily. But I would bet on a decision just because Magny will probably try to turn it into like a grappling match or something. So I'd bet on decision, Ian Garry. That's my pick.
Just a little correction. You actually were right. He is the sole owner at 14 wins at welterweight.
Yeah,
but yeah, he's tied with GSP, Kamaru, and Bilal for the most unanimous decision wins. I guess that's where I was
okay.
confused.
Got it.
Cap, what do you think?
Don't bet on it. I think Ian Garry wins, though, but I just want to bet on it. The odds are too crazy. Ian Gary's too big of a favorite, and he could lose to a UFC veteran like Neil Magny, who said the leader at lightweight, 14 wins. I just wouldn't touch it, wouldn't bet on it. But it's still a good fight. Two tall-ass, long fighters. You know what I mean? The newcomer who's undefeated versus the veteran. It's a fantastic fight to watch. Not shitting on the fight as a bettor trying to make money. I wouldn't touch it. There's only one fight.
There is high value underdog potential though to bet like a little bit on like a submission or decision win for Neil Magny. Like I was like a $20, $30 bet. There is great potential for that.
I bet just straight up winners.
Yeah.
If you want to go double chance, if you really like Magny, because he does bring some wrinkles to the game that Garry has not been tested in. Garry hasn't really fought a guy with good submissions and good grappling like Magny has. Neil Magny's not a world-class wrestler, but he does have really good submissions, and that's something we really haven't seen Garry go up against. Gary's fought mostly strikers, and he's done really well against the strikers, right? But we haven't seen him fight a guy with as good of a grappling or submission game as Magny. So if you like Magny as the underdog, I'd say go double chance Magny by decision or submission. Otherwise, I'm picking Garry. I think it's going to be either unanimous decision just because Magny knows how to survive, or it's a late TKO.
Yeah.
Now, co-main event, we have got women's title on the line, the strawweight championship. Zhang Weili is a minus 310 favorite. She fights the Brazilian Amanda Lemos at plus 250. So big discrepancy in the odds. Jesse, what do you make of this fight?
No. I want Timmy to start. This is the third time around. This is your time to start. This is the Brazilian challenging the defending champion. I want to hear your take here.
I mean, it's a Brazilian, and I hate picking against my Brazilians, but I like Zhang Weili in this fight. I think she's just hit another stride, I think, since losing those 2 fights to Rose. The second one was very close. Some people thought that she won. The way that she just ragdolled Carla Esparza, who's supposed to be a good wrestler. But not supposed to be. I don't want to be disrespectful. She is a good wrestler, but Zhang Weili still just handled her. So I think Zhang Weili is on another level right now. I think she's going to be a fixture in that division for at least a little while longer. Lemos has some knockout chances, but I just see Zhang Weili being too skilled, too strong, too fast. So what do you guys think?
Yeah.
I agree with you, Timmy. Fantastic points. Weili Zhang is a fantastic boxer, striker, all-around MMA fighter. She's a beast. And she's friends with my friend Tony Diaz. You can oftentimes catch Tony Diaz in Las Vegas training at the UFC PI with Weili Zhang. So I like seeing that combo together. But with that being said, I've been watching Embedded, and I'm really liking the vibes that Lemos is giving me. This is actually a betting show, and if you guys want to make money, this is the fight you bet on right here.
Yes.
Amanda Leos plus
nice try.
Lemos plus 250. Go on and Embedded. Watch both of their vibes. Weili Zhang is putting the music on, trying to mimic Fight Night. That shows nervousness, and like she can't, like the music, and that shows me the walkout's too much for her. And look, the walkout would be too much for a lot of guys. I mean, both you guys walk out to 20,000 screaming fans. Both of you guys are going to be shook.
Wow.
Me,
it's a walk in the park for me.
For me, to 20,000 screaming fans is going to get me going.
You know,
but Weili Zhang was looking shook. I like Lemos. She's at home with her wife. They have fruits going, like fabulous little meals. I'm liking her vibe, and this whole week is about energy. And I got Amanda Lemos. I don't know why she beat. I mean, she subbed Watterson. She just beat. Who was her last win? She just beat another fantastic fighter.
She's coming off a win over Marina Rodriguez.
Yeah, who is also Brazilian, she's Brazilian.
Marina is Mexican.
That was a big win, though. I like Amanda Lemos. I think we've seen Weili Zhang lose before, and I think she loses again.
Yeah, Marina Rodriguez is Brazilian, so I guess I just wanted to.
Right. Wow, so Cap was right. So
I'm never wrong, bro.
I really like your take there, and that doesn't mean that I'm picking Lemos, but you mentioned how Weili Zhang is mimicking the Fight Night music. It reminds me a little bit of the 2022 New York Mets, who mimicked a celebration of winning the World Series. They decided to do this fake celebration where they mimicked winning the World Series in spring training, and then their season just went to shit.
That was in 2019, not 2022.
No, that was last year when they had just signed Scherzer and stuff. They mimic 100%.
I think that was 2019, bro.
Okay,
I'm pretty sure that.
I want you to look that up, but it reminds me of that. It's giving me those vibes, and I don't like it.
Pull it up on the tape. We need what's Joe Rogan's guys?
Yeah, I will say
Jamie.
Jamie, right. Pull it up.
Yes, good job. It's hard for me to bet
against Joe Rogan, by the way.
Yeah.
Go on.
When I saw a video of Weili Zhang picking up Francis Ngannou, she lifted him on a social media video that I saw a year ago. So it's hard for me to bet against her. I really like Weili Zhang. But
I like Weili Zhang's vibes too. I don't want to talk shit. The vibes are great. I just, she looks a little more nervous this fight week. That's all.
There is something about
this is good though. Nervousness is actually a good thing. Sorry for keep cutting you off, but nervousness is a good thing.
Right. There's the fear factor where she's taking it a little more seriously, right? I like Lemos though. I think that the vibes are interesting. I feel like this is going to be like an Alexa Grasso, Shevchenko moment where maybe Zhang is winning most of the fight, but Lemos might pull something off. I think you're absolutely right, Timmy. High value underdog potential here. I'm going with Lemos, even though I really do like Weili Zhang, but Lemos.
Yeah, and if you go with her and you think she's going to win, I'd say pick her by knockout.
Yep.
That's going to bring it up even more. All right, we've got.
They're both strikers.
Waiting for Aljamain Sterling. He is on a bantamweight run. He's on a 9-fight win streak, if I'm not mistaken. Hasn't lost since 2017. He is fighting Suga Sean O'Malley. And Aljo is a minus 258 favorite. Suga is a plus 210 underdog. That Boston crowd is going to be wild. Guys, what do you make of this fight?
Aljamain Sterling is the fucking man, and he deserves some respect. He does it for some reason. He doesn't get the love on social media and from UFC fans that he should. I don't think Sean O'Malley is as beloved as people like to make him think that he is, because the UFC wants him to win. I've seen this narrative all week. The UFC wants him to win because of branding potential and all that. I think Aljamain Sterling is awesome. And I think this is a tough matchup for Sean O'Malley. I don't think this is a Leon Edwards versus Kamaru Usman situation where he can just get himself out of, getting taken down. I don't know if he has that kind of ability against a guy like Aljo. It's tough. Sean O'Malley needs to knock Aljamain Sterling out, or it's going to be a very long 5 rounds for him. Because Aljo he's only has 8 finishes in his 20 fights or something like that. He's not like a finisher like people say he is. He's a decision guy. And I think this is a bet decision win for Aljamain Sterling. Although, if you believe in the rigged factor, betting on a Sean O'Malley decision win has a lot of money potential there. But I like Aljo.
Great take. I like if it goes to decision, you be careful. You don't want to,
right?
Sean O'Malley. We saw what happened with Peter Yan. But listen, I love Sean O'Malley. I've known him since 2016. I knew him before he was super famous. Hung out at a video game event in LA in 2016, and he was super humble and super cool then. And even with his rise in fame and stardom, he's still super cool and humble. I like Sean O'Malley. If you guys meet him, he's actually a cool ass guy. He's good vibes. Whatever you see on TV, that's him in real life. He's just chill. He's a cool guy. So I like Sean O'Malley. But this is my lock of the week. This is the easiest fight to call on the card. Sean O'Malley is a fantastic striker. I think he's too young. Aljamain Sterling's a great wrestler. I think he's going to wrestle him down, ground and pound. I think he'll be over in round 2. Aljamain is predicting round 2 finish, and I'm with him. It's going to be over in round 1 or 2. Aljamain Sterling's going to ragdoll him, ground and pound him out. The rest's going to stop it. It's going to be too much good-ass wrestling for Sean O'Malley to stop. Sean O'Malley is a fantastic Muay Thai guy, kickboxer, striker, whatever. But when Sterling's going to grab him, throw him to the ground, and beat him up. Pretty easy win for Sterling here, I would say. I think most fans are going to be shocked at how quick it's going to be. First or second round. Timmy, what do you think?
I like the take. I think you're spot on the money when you say that Aljo's skill set is just going to be too much for O'Malley. We saw O'Malley get taken down a lot against Petr Yan. A little bit different style of wrestling, but Yan was also hitting those double legs that Sterling likes to go for. I think, he's either going to you get on his back in that backpack position, or he's going to get that submission. Now, in that fight, Petr Yan versus Sean O'Malley did do a lot of fouls. He was grabbing the gloves. He was grabbing the fence. So that's a factor as well. There is one reason, though, why I think Sean O'Malley could win if he does win, and it's the knees, okay? He's going to look for a knee knockout up the middle while Aljo is shooting. He's going to have to time it really well. And it's going to be difficult because Aljo is very good at setting up his shots, coming off the jab, his takedown attempts. So if there's a way that O'Malley wins, if you want to bet Suga Sean O'Malley, you think that now is time, it is the Suga show, I say put the money down on him to win by knockout. And if you can go knockout by knee, I don't think they make those odds, but that would be how I envision it, right? Actually, the last time Aljo lost, it was by knee from Marlon Moraes while he was shooting. So that's exactly where the line of thinking is. Otherwise, I think Aljo gets it done first or second round rear naked choke.
That's exactly what I was going to say. He got knocked out from shooting at a knee with Moraes hit him. I think that's a really good take. It's tough. I think that O'Malley is obviously super talented. If he can keep this fight standing, I think the fight favors him. I just don't see it happening. I think Aljo's size, he's a natural featherweight probably, and this is going to be his last fight. So I guess we've made our picks here. Is Aljamain Sterling the best bantamweight of all time if he wins this fight?
I would have liked to see. My bad. I'll go quick. I would have liked to see him versus a healthy TJ Dillashaw. We saw him versus Dillashaw went in there with the shoulder injury. Yeah, just like Diaz went in versus Jake Paul with shoulder pec injury. So you got these tough ass fighters going into fights with injuries. I like to see people healthy versus healthy. But hey, he is the bantamweight go Aljamain Sterling. It's either him or TJ Dillashaw. But go on.
Yeah, I think it's hard to say. I think he does have a very good case if he wins. But the thing is, for me, like you just brought up, he didn't fight TJ Dillashaw healthy. He had he has 2 wins over Petr Yan, but neither of them were particularly convincing, right? The first one off the DQ, and the second one, a lot of people felt that Yan got robbed. So it's not like a clear-cut saga with them. And, his best win, he could shore things up with the really good win over Sean O'Malley. But his strongest fight right now is the Henry Cejudo fight, who's also coming off, a 3-year delay. So Aljo has a very strong case. I don't want to make it sound like he hasn't, but there's so many little asterisks, right, on his fight during this.
Not too many dominating wins, right?
Yeah,
exactly.
His best win is against Corey Sandhagen. I think in his career is that's probably his best win ever. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it was the first round rear naked choke. If he had a couple more fights,
I'm gonna look at Aljamain's record right now. I want to see his
or
best.
if he didn't. If he did that to a healthy TJ Dillashaw, then it would be not even a question.
I didn't even think about the. Go ahead. I didn't even think about the fact that Yan has been robbed against both Aljo twice, technically, and O'Malley. I didn't even think about that. But I will say really quick, Timmy, there is a saving grace if O'Malley does win, simply because O'Malley wants that Chito Vera rematch real bad. So if Chito Vera wins, he's all but guaranteed a title shot against O'Malley, because that's what O'Malley wants. And I think the UFC will make it happen. That's a fucking insane fight. I'd be super excited about O'Malley, Chito too. So, there is a saving grace here if that does happen.
Hey,
I think as long as Chito wins, win or lose, so Chito wins, and then Sean O'Malley, even if he loses, the Chito fight happens, because that's just a banger of a fight, and I think it's inevitable at this point. All right, guys, that was How to Fuck Up Your Parlay. I'm Timmy Shoes with Inside Fighting, InsideFighting.com. We're on all the socials: YouTube, Twitter, Threads, Instagram. You know where to find us. Thanks for watching. Peace.
Peace out.